Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast and Game 1 in a series between Juan and Showtime. Game 1 taking place here on Twisted Meadows. Excuse me, this is going to be, I believe, a 3-game set between these two players. This is not part of the King of the Hill series. No, this is a standard 3-game set as Showtime spawns as the pink Night Elf on the bottom right-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, on the top left-hand side of the map, we have the yellow Undead Juan. This is going to be a full cross spawn on this map here, and I am really looking forward to how this game unfolds. Let's go ahead and speed this up just a little bit until the 2-minute mark so we can see what exactly these players are looking to do. It looks like it is going to be a Demon Hunter against a Death Knight. No big surprise there either, as things are now just getting started. Let's take a look at this 2-minute mark just reached, as the Death Knight and the Demon Hunter should be making their rounds out. Alright, Ancient of War being built down off over here. This is a little bit of a delayed Ancient of War, and also, interestingly enough, was aggroed by the creeps. This is going to really put Showtime behind, not because the Ancient of War is not going to be able to absorb that damage, but that Ancient of War is going to be forced to uproot and eat a couple of trees before making any archers. Interestingly enough, though, we also see a Hunter's Hall already in play, so we could be going for some sort of crazy off-the-cuff Huntress opening with an Ancient of War. Very, very strange here, as the Ancient of War is purposely not engaging against these units. Alright, finally attacks back. This is going to be very bad for this Ancient of War. It needs to stop aggroing all of these units, finally training up a Huntress. These guys should turn around here in just a moment. Death Knight still making his rounds, has absorbed a bit of damage from that Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter still mana burning that Death Knight, wanting to make sure that the Death Knight is unable to stick around. Meanwhile, one Huntress is already being added as we are now going into Ghouls. Ghouls would normally be very effective against the archers, but they're not going to be nearly as effective against the Huntress. The Huntress has a bit of a range attack. It does attack faster, but more importantly, it has that glaive bounce. Now, the only thing that can really stop the Huntresses is if the Ancient of War gets beaten up first. Ancient of War is already low on hit points, and you can see the Huntress is out on the field, and now the Death Knight is going to have to play a little bit of a catch-up game. He perhaps did not realize his opponent was going for Huntresses. Alright, the Ghouls are now running in. Each of the Ghouls are now being micromanaged away. Are we going to be seeing another Huntress anytime soon? No, that Huntress does take a little bit longer to train up, and with the Wisp not being protected by these Moonwells, this actually turns into a bit of a downside. Alright, let's see what's going to be happening here. Ghouls now attempting to run away. Meanwhile, back off over here, we can see one Huntress is about to be added. These two Wisp are now making their way back home, as the Death Knight has gotten maybe 2 Wisp kills at most. You can see that Goldmine is playing, or is holding so many low hit point Wisps. This is extremely, extremely good micro coming in from Showtime. Showtime now, no more room in that gold mine there. You can take a look. Oh, are we going to see a Wisp go down? Yes, we are. There is a little bit more experience once more. It looks like the Ghoul off over here was also able to get the Wisp. So the Death Knight now up to 5 Wisp kills, and still going for more. Another Wisp may get taken down there. Yes, it does. And wow, this is extremely, extremely detrimental to Showtime's strategy. Showtime currently still has a good amount of lumber, but he's not going to be able to maintain this for very long. The Huntress is now going after the Death Knight. The Death Knight is still looking to try and take down another Wisp. Does not, or is not able to do so, as the skeletal minions are now still chasing. Back over here, you can see Huntresses are still being added. Still plenty of gold, though. And now, are we going to see Showtime perhaps eat a tree, regenerate some all-important hit points, as an Ancient of Wonders is slowly but surely losing life. This is not something that Showtime should really, really allow happen, but the Skeletal Warrior should disappear before that Ancient of Wonders does fall. All right, wait for it. Yes, Skeletal minion falls, and that Ancient of Wonders got down to by about 40 hit points. Death Knight now shows up, and the Death Knight can definitely deal the necessary damage. Down to 15 hit points, there's the cancellation. The Death Knight now wandering back off to the north. Ancient of War regenerating hit points. Meanwhile, you can see Panda with Huntresses already working together here. We can do a very, very fast push on these Rock Golems as the Death Knight ventures in a bit too closely and then has to back off. All right, Panda, Huntresses are all right here. Are we going to perhaps see anything, any Breath of Fire go down across these units? Perhaps picking up a Troll Shadow Priest or two would be a very, very tight or very important call here. Demon Hunter, the Night Elf army, gets the experience off of that Rock Golem. Extremely important to not give your opponent a free bit of experience, especially at such a low level. Death Knight now wandering around here. You can see that the Ancient of War is absorbing a whole bunch of damage, but it is still eating through these trees. By doing so, he is able to keep his cell count high, keep his life up, and still be able to fight back. Meanwhile, the Death Knight is now coming in, and a transition into Gargoyles. Makes a lot of sense that Juan would go into Gargoyles after seeing his opponent go for Huntresses. There is nothing really on the board that can really protect against these Gargoyles. Yes, the Panda could use Breath of Fire, but that is extremely mana intensive. We could see a Tech to Tree of Eternity for Orb of Venom, but that is going to be quite some time as the dual Crypt Gargoyles making their way across the map and looking to deal a lot of damage. All right, Troll Berserker, the one unit that can actually be hired up and trained here to try and fight this back here. You can see Death Coil onto the one low hit point Gargoyle as the Troll Berserker now needs to back off here. What's going on? I'm not quite sure. It looks like the Troll Berserker may get the kill here. Yes, does get a kill there, and now more Wisp are falling. All right, another Wisp goes down there, as Wisp after Wisp is getting taken out. All right, Panda getting up to level 2. Demon Hunter pushing away that Death Knight, but the Gargoyles are still unchallenged as the Troll Berserker tries to make his way over. Unsuccessful so far. All right, Wisp still being trained up. One Ancient Protector and an Ancient of Lore being added. The Ancient of Lores will be able to train Dryads, which should be enough to really slow down these Gargoyles. And right now, we already see that Juan is not really investing... Well, yeah, he is not really investing too heavily in this Gargoyle strategy. And after that initial push, once an Ancient Protector goes up, which it is now already up, those Gargoyles are not going to be able to do nearly as much damage. And Demon Hunter and Panda now sitting at level 2, getting closer and closer to level 3. I don't believe that they'll hit level 3 off this creep camp though, as the Ogre Warriors are now going to fall. Back over here, you can see one Ancient of War absorbing a whole bunch of damage. The Gargoyle is just able to easily take that down. It looks like it is going to get taken down without a problem. There you go. Oh, the Troll Berserker now makes his way over. He does have fairly good damage here as the Troll Berserker, accidentally chases after these units. What's going to be happening and what is going on here? The Demon Hunter unable to regenerate or heal in any way, shape, or form, as we are now looking at Tree of Ages still. No tech to Tree of Eternity, and that Demon Hunter is still not going to be able to pick up that all-important Orb of Venom against this Gargoyle strategy. Ghouls now making their way over. Gargoyle still wandering around in the backfield. As Juan picks up a Lich, he may even try to go after a Dark Ranger as a Tavern hero, and it's really going to come down to whether or not ShowT1me is going to be able to recollect himself and push back. Perhaps those Gargoyles get a little bit of damage on them before Obsidian statues come out. Once the Obsidian statues are out on the field, it is going to be way too difficult to actually reach critical damage and take out some of those units. You can see Juan does have the Slaughterhouse, but he has no way of training. Or he doesn't have enough gold to start training those Obsidian statues. Just now has it. And with that, I believe the Gargoyles are just going to continue their pressure and continue to build up that lead. You can see the Death Knight sitting at level 3. Meanwhile, the Lich sitting at level 1. Down over here, you can see the Tree of Eternity has been upgraded, and we are now getting that second Ancient Protector. Perhaps not feeling confident enough against that flock of gargoyles in the air. Those gargoyles so powerful, very strong piercing damage. But those gargoyles now on the run back. Taking a look, Panda sitting at level 2, Demon Hunter sitting at level 2. Both of them should get to level 3 here. And a level 3 Panda is extremely dangerous because of that level 2 Breath of Fire. Panda getting up to 270 mana, and with that is going to really challenge the skies with that Breath of Fire to try and shoot down all of those gargoyles. Death Knight is right there. Let's go ahead and see a quick turnaround. No real way of healing the Troll Berserker. The Panda is right there, and Staff of Preservation saving one unit. The Panda could turn around and perhaps get a Breath of Fire on the other units. The Death Knight using or being forced to use a Potion of Invulnerability, as the Gargoyle is now getting some free shots onto ShowT1me's units. That's one of the things that I think is a bit of a mistake. ShowT1me really focused onto the hero far too much, not realizing that it had a Potion of Invulnerability. And with that Potion of Invulnerability, was able to stick around and kill off a handful of units once more. Demon Hunter and Panda sitting at level 3. Meanwhile, Death Knight almost at 4, still sitting at 3, and the Lich is sitting at level 2. We are fairly even in terms of hero level, or at least hero experience, as a Frost Nova now goes down on the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter now chasing after the units again. It looks like he should be able to get a free Ghoul, and perhaps a free handful of other units, as a Breath of Fire goes down across multiple Gargoyles. Those Gargoyles sure took a licking there, and the Panda could turn around. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire again, and wow, that is going to be a huge amount of damage. That Drunken Fire really dealing damage over time and now causing the units to miss. Demon Hunter now looking to perhaps allow the Dryads a safe trip home. We can see that Juan quickly uses the Stone Form in order to heal back the majority of that damage, as a Staff of Preservation is used on a Dryad to go ahead and save that. Breath of Fire now goes down. Oh, the Obsidian Statue has taken a bit of damage, and it does go down there. Panda doesn't get any experience, though, as I believe the Ancient Protector was the one who got that kill. All right, let's take a look back down over here. There goes another Ghoul. Breath of Fire getting some of those air units, and that level 3 Breath of Fire is much more effective than I thought it would be. However, he is currently low on mana, and once a Panda or any Tavern hero is low on mana, his ability to fight really falls off, and even the ability to lead. Dryads now looking to finish off this Forest Troll Warlord creep camp. Are we going to get a bit of a creep jack? No, we are not, as the Undead is now down over here. Not that many Gargoyles. 2 heroes and 4 Gargoyles, as the Lich now finally gets to level 3. So it is level 4, level 3 against level, I believe, 3 and level 3. Where is that other hero? Other hero is back down over here. Yes, other hero is at level 3, as well as the Panda, with the Staff of Preservation of his own, should be able to hold his own away from the Demon Hunter. Death Knight still looking to clear up more creep camps. Let's take a look. Gargoyles. Gargoyles are upgraded 1-0. Death Knight upgraded to level 4, as we're looking at the Bears now finally making their play onto the field. Now, the Bears are going to be an interesting choice. It doesn't really feel like ShowT1me is adapting to what Juan is playing. By not adapting or doing the textbook play, he may catch his opponent off guard. Yes, the Abominations are not able to really deal enough. What is it? The Abominations are not really strong melee units, and all the Bears are really going to be able to do is try and take down Ghouls. But okay, let me rephrase that. The Bears have no Crypt Fiends to take down, which is, I believe, which is my surprise. Normally you go Bears in order to counter the Crypt Fiends, and then Crypt Fiends are there to counter the Dryads, and then Dryads are there to counter the Destroyers, and the Destroyers are there to try and counter the Bears. We see one Bear right now, and that is it. Not quite enough to really keep the army alive. Ogre Magi going to get taken down here. Meanwhile, we are waiting for another attack here. Level 4, level 3 against I believe it is going to be a level 4, level 3 as well. Death Knight and Lich do not have anything on the Demon Hunter and Panda except for perhaps choosing higher priority targets. Alright, there's a Drunken Haze. The Breath of Fire definitely not there in time as all the units are retreating. Dryads now making their way back to the main army. Dryads and Bears, where are they going to be traveling to next? That is going to be the big question, as the Dryads really want to try and challenge those Gargoyles. Gargoyles, yes, do a lot of damage to Dryads as well, but Dryads seem to fare a little bit better since it feels like they have a bit more range. No, they have the same range, but they do have significantly more damage the last time I checked. All right, let's take a look at this. Bear, 29 to 44. Lich is 28 to... Wait, that's the Lich. Gargoyle is 19 to 25, even at 1-0 upgrades. Let's take a look over here. ShowT1me's base is very, very sparse. He's currently sitting on 47 over 50 supply. Meanwhile, back over here, Scroll of Town Portal used by the Demon Hunter, and hopefully he did not end up losing too much in that fight. He still has both of his heroes, and his supply count is 50 over 50, which is normally good news. Gargoyle is now going after the Goblin Merchant Shop. It looks like the Goblin Merchant Shop was taken down without an issue. Lich sitting at level 3, still not yet at level 4, waiting for the right opportunity. Ghouls now joining in on the fight as we are looking to see where exactly Juan is going to strike next. Okay, back at the front door you can see a Shade just walking around, and this might actually be a good spot for Juan to try and engage, making it so that retreat is nearly impossible. If possible, Dryads and Bears now once again trying to challenge off over here on the top center portion of the map, but that is not going to happen. No, it looks like it is going to happen. They're going to try and engage here. Dryads against all of that Undead army, and the Undead army can just circle around and perhaps even catch his chasers, as I believe these units are rather fast with Unholy Aura. Lich sitting at level 3, getting very close to level 4, still needs a bit more mana. Death Knight sitting at 19 over 25, 1-1 upgrades as well, as the Panda and the Bear now are out on the field. Gargoyle is looking to clear up more creep camps. There it goes. Level 4 now on the Lich. Not quite sure what was picked up. Was it a Ring of Protection +2? That would actually be sad from that level of monster, but that wouldn't surprise me all too much. Lich now running off to the north. Is he going to be able to clear out these creep camps? I do believe so, but is he going to get creep jacked? That is the question as well. Demon Hunter, Bears now ready to move off into this into this place here. We can see abominations being added, and the Gargoyles are just simply pulling away all of these abominations to try and pick them off one at a time. Undead army also taking this opportune time to start creeping and going after all of these wow. Yeah, going after all of these creep camps in order to just generate more and more experience. However, once the Panda and the Demon Hunter get to level 5, it's all going to be for naught, really. Meanwhile, it looks like Juan is already at level 5, Lich is at level 4, so he's caught up in the experience race, and now he's just going to bring over these Pandas here in just a moment. Alright, Demon Hunter is right there. Not a good spot to be in for ShowT1me, as ShowT1me now trying to clear up this Death Knight. Alright, ShowT1me being forced to try and run away will be able to do exactly that, able to head back, and now what is happening next? Alright, Gargoyle is going after the units. There goes another one here. Demon Hunter does have an Orb of Venom now, and that Orb of Venom could cause some serious problems as it does deal damage over time. Alright. Lich, Death Knight now still walking together. Meanwhile, Gargoyle is scouting every which corner of the map, making sure that there is not an expansion. We're coming across the 20-minute, 30-second mark in this game, and still no clear victor as of yet. Both of them playing rather cautiously now, not wanting to engage each other, because they know if they're caught out of position, they're pretty much going to lose the game. Alright, let's take a look at this. The Frost Troll Warlord base falls extremely quickly. 62 to 80 melee damage and then 19 to 25 piercing damage for all of those ground attacks. Should work out extremely well. As you see, all these guys now pulling away, chasing after all of these gargoyles. Alright, Dryads are right there, ready to go. Gargoyles now attempting to fight back against the swarm here, but it is simply too much. All of these units are now just poking apart at the fleeing units here, and with Staff of Preservation, it is just that much harder. All right, let's take a look. The Abomination does have a death rattle. If he can trigger the death rattle, that would be extremely useful. Wait, death rattle? What am I talking about? The Abomination has death rattle. Yes, it does in Hearthstone. Confusing my games there for a second. Match halt. Yes, please, match halt. Okay. Anyways, let's go ahead and let me refocus on the game here. The Abomination does have Disease Cloud, which is going to make it very difficult to try and take down these units. There's a Breath of Fire. The Panda now pulling back over here. Gargoyle's going to go after the Ancient of Wonders, and this is looking like a very strong push from Juan. Meanwhile, the Panda should be able to Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, Staff of Preservation, the Panda to go ahead and save it. Hippogriffs are now in play, and this is a big turnaround. The Hippogriffs are now in play here. You can see that the Hippogriffs are actually getting taken down here. The Panda is on the ground. Panda does also have a what's it called, an Amulet of Spell Shield, so this is actually turning into a rather favorable matchup in the Night Elf base. Home field advantage definitely always useful, as the Gargoyle, after Gargoyle keeps on falling. Alright, Staff of Preservation saving this one unit back over here, as the gold mines have already been mined out. Back off over here, you can see a new gold mine now being established. Demon Hunter now going after some of these units. Yes, it looks like the Demon Hunter could get to level 5. Staff of Preservation, the Panda again. There is another Breath of Fire, as there goes the one unit. Alright, Demon Hunter is still looking to engage here. Is it going to be able to finish off any of those units? It looks like it could have finished off a Gargoyle if it chose to, but it didn't choose to for some strange reason. There it goes, finally chosen to be taken out, as the Demon Hunter now trying to give chase to the rest of the units, but that is simply not going to work. 29 over 70 compared to 17 over 60. This is not good news, and I think the game is pretty much already over, as there is no gold mines for the Night Elf, and the Undead is establishing his base over here on the top right. Alright, Abominations now making their way in. No death rattle for them. Wrong game, as the Abominations now charging on in. Wisp are now trying to hide here, and this all really stemmed from the fact that the Night Elf player was set behind quite a bit because of that early harassment. Yes, the Death Knight even got a fair amount of experience, able to get to level 2, denied you some experience, and forced you to delay your tech, as you needed to train up more Wisp. Ancient of Wonders now being rebuilt. Meanwhile, Tree of Eternity is off to the front here. Death Knight is here. Sobi Mask is on him. And the Sobi Mask should allow for some easy death coils, as we are still looking at what is going to be happening next here. Alright, Abomination should be getting healed here in just a second. Already down to 230 hit points. Shouldn't be taking that much damage, as the Death Knight now wandering back again. Alright, in comes the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter may try to go after the lower hit point Abomination, but I believe he suspects that the Death Knight does have a death coil. Alright, let's take a look back over here. More and more Abominations still running back around. Let's take a look down over here. You can see Ancient Protectors are in position. A very good Moonwell placement to protect those Ancient Protectors, making it very difficult to surround, as we are now looking at an army of 2 Abominations and 2 heroes with an Obsidian statue taking on a Night Elf base. However, that is probably going to be the GG, with the Demon Hunter falling, and there it is. Yes, there it is. It looks as though, well, it looks as though Juan took game 1 in this series. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game 1. Please stay tuned for game number 2.